Today, we're sprinkling joy into your day. Welcome to the Create a Magical Day podcast. Hey, Joyful Genia here. So, you know what song I was just singing in my head? You know that Erica Badu song? Hello, hello, hey, hello, 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 hey, hello, hello. So, hello. I hope that you are doing amazing out there today. I know that my joy meter is pretty high today. I'm feeling really good. Oh, okay. So let me tell you something bringing me joy today. I just thought about this. I'm sure you know I love tea. This is my little tea holder, and I am trying some new tea that I got on my trip to San Diego. I've been looking for some new yerba mate tea because I love the yogi positive energy one, but I was looking to switch to something more organic. And so I am trying this tea for the first time. So I'm super excited. So I'll tell you what I think about it. I'll probably be sipping it throughout the podcast. So I'll tell you if it's delicious or not. All right. So I want to start with a card today, and I'm pulling from the manifestation cards by Rhonda Byrne, who, I absolutely love. And if you don't, keep listening because I talk about her books all the time. All right. So the card that I pulled today, first of all, aren't these so pretty? The card that I pulled today is called Feelings Are Powerful Manifestors. That's the title. And it says, remember that worry attracts more worry. Unhappiness attracts more unhappiness. Fear attracts more fear. And remember, my favorite word, and that joy attracts more joy. What? Happiness attracts more happiness, and love attracts more love. And the reason why I absolutely love this card is it's all about where we put our attention, like, period, in life. And I think that the more that we want to feel, let's say, joy or happiness or peace, pleasure, delight, whatever that is, then we have to focus on that. Now, that does not eradicate all the other feelings, and life is about experiencing all the emotions. So I want you to know, disclaimer, that although I do talk about joy all the time, it's because joy is my guiding light. I know that joy is my birthright, and I want you to like feel into that as well. And that's why I talk about it so much. And I think it's important that we feel the other feelings too. Having those other feelings can help to um, take joy and make it magical to where you can feel it even more intensely in your body. And it's because we do live in contrast. So, when you're having those other emotions, still embrace them and then ask yourself, how do you want to feel? So whatever that word is, then that's where you want to focus. Just remember, the more you put attention on something, the more that's what you receive. So something I like to say is the more you give gratitude for what you have, the more you receive to give gratitude for. And so it's like, and the reason why is because you're seeing more of it to be thankful for. That is the card for today. So I am Joyful Genia. I'm so excited to have you here on the podcast today. And I want to talk about something that I talk about all the time. But what I want to focus on is how we sprinkle joy throughout our busy day. You're busy, I'm busy, everybody around you is busy. And sometimes, you know, we feel like we don't have enough time to sprinkle in a little joy. So that's what I want to talk about, right? Because joy is amazing. All right. So before we dive in, I want you to take a quick moment to reflect. All right. Think about when you were a kid. You probably had fun even when you had chores or you had to do homework. So, what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes if you're not driving. If you're driving, it's okay. You can still imagine. But I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine your happiest childhood memory. So, what were you doing? Who were you with? What makes this memory so joyful? I want you to take a few seconds and just soak that in real quick. All right. Now, open your eyes if they were closed. And I want you to think about how you feel. I hope that you have a smile on your face. Like, I totally have a smile on my face because I can reflect on one of my favorite childhood memories. Oh my gosh. It is when so I was like a teenager, and my best friend Adri and I were on a bike, one bike, and I can't remember. I've talked about this before. I know I have. I can't remember if she was pumping me or I was pumping her on the back of the bike. She was probably pumping me because she was always much stronger than I than I was. But I remember we were going from her house to my house, and we were like, we're never gonna ride a bike again. And it was so funny because like we were complaining, but we had so much fun on that bike trying to get from her house to my house. And the irony of it is I absolutely love riding bikes now. Like it's one of my favorite hobbies to do. But I just remember that memory and how it just put the biggest smile on my face, even though we had a lot of homework to do. When we got to my house, I'm sure we had to clean up something. We were taking care of my brother, but like when we can reflect on those beautiful moments, it like we can connect with that playful spirit and find joy in the simple things, pumping each other on a bike. So, whatever it is that you imagined and that energy that you have, I want you to bring that with you as you listen to the podcast because we're talking about sprinkling joy throughout your day. All right. So, my friend, we're going to be honest though. Life can be a little crazy, right? Between our work, maybe family, errands, and everything else that's on our plate. Like, I know we have a lot of things going on. And as I said, like sometimes we feel like, maybe we don't have time left over for ourselves. And that sometimes isn't a really good feeling. It's not very fun. It's not very joyful. But guess what? You deserve joy. You deserve joy. It's not a luxury. It's a necessity, my friend. Necessity. And the reason why I say it's a necessity is because that joy that you feel, that's what keeps you going in life. And when I say keeps you going, it's like that feeling that you have in your body. One day, man, I started like early every single day. And the week before was not like that. I just started enough time to jump up and go to work. Until I realized I was like, what is it that I am getting up for? Like, what am I excited about? Like, yes, obviously I had to get up so I could go to work. Got to pay this mortgage. But I was like, what is it that gets me up in the morning that gets me excited and ready to go to work? Or get up and start my day. And so it was those small things because I deserve joy. I deserve to wake up in the morning and put a smile on my face, put my feet on the ground and be like, ooh, thank you for this comfortable bed that I slept in. Open my blinds. Thank you for my beautiful backyard. So just remember that. And listen, I, like you, have to take time for that joy. And sometimes I'll be honest, it can be hard. It can be hard to find that. Like really. And so I have found that like making joy a priority and just really like carving out these little moments is what helps me a lot, because I've been there on those days where I didn't take a proper lunch break, let alone have a moment to myself. My daughter and I, we had this weekend. It was really cute. We did this a couple years ago. It was like a self care weekend, and one of the things that I talked about in my journal was not taking lunch and how I was going to make that a priority. Now, I'll be honest, I don't always take a lunch break, but what I do make sure of is that I take breaks throughout my day because I know the importance of that. You know, when we prioritize taking care of ourselves in even the smallest ways, it makes everything else better. I know you've had those moments where you put yourself first and you're like, "Ooh, this kind of feels good." Or, you're just taking this little bit of time out. You're like, yes, I really love this. So we're more patient. Think about this with being, productive and the things that we have to do than sometimes we are with ourselves. So, I wanted to talk about what it looks like to take small breaks, the power of that. How do we sprinkle joy throughout our busy days? That's it. It's the small breaks. We're not talking about grand vacations, even though I love a grand vacation. We're not talking about elaborate hobbies. We're just talking about tiny moments, those glimmers of joy. 5 minutes or less, okay? That can completely shift your perspective and bring a smile to your face. So I want you to stop for a minute and I want you to think, what are some of the small things that you do that bring a sense of peace, joy, happiness, whatever that feeling is. What are some things? Just like boom, boom, boom. I want you to just like pop them out in your head. You can even say them out loud. What are those things? I could tell you some of the things that I really enjoy that I do throughout my day. First of all, I've talked about bubble blowing. I love blowing bubbles. I think for everyone's birthday, they probably always get bubbles along with something else because bubble breaks are super fun. It's like, I was talking earlier about like tapping into your like childlike feeling and just like, woo, like today is amazing. It's like blowing really fun bubbles. Like I really love doing that. Let me tell you something else. So, I mentioned tea time. Ooh, okay, let me try it. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this tea is so good. I'm so surprised because sometimes yerba mate can be a little tart. Ooh, that has like hints of berries or something in that. Mmm. So I love a good cup of tea. Do you love a good cup of tea? Or maybe some coffee or maybe some sparkling water? Just take a little time, like when you like stop and get yourself something to drink, it can be something small. Like make it intentional, right? Like when I drink my sparkling water, have them lined up in my refrigerator, color coordinated, of course. It's like a rainbow. I'm like, ooh, which one do I want today? Do I want the limoncello, which is my favorite, thanks to my friend Renetta. Whoop whoop. Then I'm like, oh, or do I want watermelon? Ooh, or do I want strawberry? And so like I make it a whole thing, and then I take it out, take the napkin, and I wipe it, and I pop it open, and I always like take a time for like my first sip, and I just feel the bubbles and the flavor in my mouth. And then I can go throughout I can go throughout my day. But just taking that time to drink something yummy, it's so cool because like it fills me up with so much joy and it's small, but it's the intentional part of it, right? Like just being aware. Let me tell you something else that I like to do. I love to pass by mirrors. This can be at home, this could be at work, this could be out and about. And I love to tell myself how proud I am of me, or just be like, hey, girl, hey, and like check in. So, something that I've been doing is, so I've been doing my Pilates, so I'm feeling good about my body. And I'll walk by the mirror and I'll be like, okay, okay, Genia, you look cute today. And, I'll kind of giggle a little bit, but it feels so good to do that. Or like sometimes I'm at work. Oh, what's something that's pretty cool? There's somebody at work. I don't know who does this because I go in the office every now and they put these little stickies on and it'll say like, you're amazing or smile about this or whatnot. So I love like the affirmations. I don't necessarily put them on my mirror at home, but I will have that mirror talk and I'll say, Jania, I am so proud of you. Today you knocked out whatever that document, was, or, you knocked out the podcast recording, or you did this or you did that, and give myself like an air high five. So I love some mirror talk. And you know what? That takes what? 10 seconds to do, but it's a tiny small break that makes me feel good. And then I'll just keep walking, go throughout my day, feeling great. Another thing, oh, okay. So this is something I like to do sometimes, especially when I have like a heavy like cerebral day where it's like a lot of work that's going on. I need to break it up a little bit. Is I'll stop and I might send like a quick text to somebody who, I'm really close to, a friend or a family member. Just let them know that I'm thinking about them. If there's like something I'm grateful for, or I don't know, maybe find a little something funny to send to them. And that really just breaks up the day and it brings some joy. And it takes, again, less than a minute to do that. Now, if the conversation goes back and forth, sure, it can take a couple of minutes, but that's out of your entire day. And think about how you feel when you're connecting with someone who, that brings a smile to your face. Or if you want to do like a quick phone call or something like that, you know? The other thing that I like to do are nature breaks. So, I mean, do you like nature? Like stepping outside for a few minutes, whether you're at home or whether you're at the office. I always call myself a sun goddess. So bring on the sun. But you can like breathe in the fresh air, listen to the sounds around you, and just appreciate the beauty in nature. Like, I want you to stop and think, what's your favorite sound in nature? What's that? I love to hear the wind blowing and like the trees. Oh, and I have a chime in my backyard. I love to hear that sound. Oh, because I know like it's like the wind is speaking to me, or when you hear like, the trees blowing. I love that sound. It's like it's so peaceful and like I just feel it throughout my body. Like I just feel the chimes. And the last thing that I like to do, of course, my list can go on and on and on, okay? But something else that I like to do that I encourage you to do is put on a song that you love and have a quick dance break. You know, I am all about the dance breaks. Even if it's, I mean, your office, your kitchen, it could be at your desk. Put your headphones on and, you know, get your dance on a little bit. What is a song? Think about this. What is a song that never fails to put you in a good mood? Look, that Cuff It song by Beyonce, I know that that song is probably played out for so many people. I think it came out like maybe a year ago. I love that song. When I'm in the bed in the morning, when I'm getting up, I'll turn on my speaker in the living room and I'll play it so I'm in the bed like doo, 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 doo. And when I get up and then midday I like it and I'm like, hey, hey, hey. Like, I don't know what it is about that song, but it always puts me in a good mood. So I want you to think like create a playlist if you need to, but take that break. Take that. A song is what, 3.5 minutes, five max. Take that break to listen to the song. Like if you're on the computer, disconnect from the computer real quick. Go walk away, because sometimes it's hard if you're still sitting at the computer. Or like, if you're working with people, just take that small break, 3 to 5 minutes, put on your favorite song, get that smile on your face, then go back to doing whatever you're doing. So it's all about those small breaks. Think about when we were kids. Look, we were always looking for fun. We made everything fun. That's probably why some of you got in trouble. Because you're always trying to have some fun. And I want you to really connect with that playful spirit. Like as you're doing those small breaks, like all those little breaks that I do bring me a lot of joy. They make me smile so hard. Like you can see the video, like you see like my face hurts right now. Like my cheeks, they're a little rosy because I'm like smiling so hard. But I want you to find joy in the simple things to sprinkle throughout your day. So think about how you start your morning, what are you doing throughout your day, and then how are you wrapping up your evening? In the evenings, I like to reflect on what's my favorite thing that happened during that day. That one thing, and I go to bed thinking about that, and it makes me feel so good. So, what are some of those small things that you can do? All right, so here's your challenge for this week. I want you to take at least 2 5-minute breaks each day to do something that brings you joy. I gave you some ideas what I like to do. I want you to think, do you want to try any of those or are there any other ones that you would like to do? It could be anything, right? I just want you to take the time to do it and put it in your phone, write it on your agenda, your calendar, wherever it is, so then you remember. The key is to be intentional about creating those moments. When I talked about, the tea, the coffee, or opening my sparkling water, is be intentional about it. Like be intentional about how you want to feel and um and what you're doing. Just be totally present. And maybe if you remember is like think about something when you were a child that brought you a lot of joy, that woo, whimsical, childlike feeling. And that's the energy that I want you to carry when you take your 2 5-minute breaks. Okay. I cannot wait. I can't wait to hear how your week goes. You can comment on the podcast on the YouTube. You can comment on social media because I'm going to be posting about it. You can send me an email about it, but I want to know, like, did you did you do it? Did you do it, my friend? And how did it make you feel? Just remember, it's all about sprinkling those joyful moments throughout your day. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you. Like, I'm so excited for myself. Like, I'm going to finish drinking this delicious cup of new tea, my yerba mate tea, and just go throughout my day. So, I just want to thank you so much for connecting with me. I hope that you got something out of this podcast. Share it with your friends. Look, tell your friends. You need to break up your day. You need to make sure you're having some joy in your day. And maybe you all can be accountability partners, right? So you can do like joy check in. Have you done your joyful activity today? All right. Well, have so much fun with it. I appreciate you. And always remember that every day may not be filled with joy, but you can create joyful moments every day. That's why we're talking about the moments. And joy is your what? It's your birthright. So it's yours. It's just waiting for you to tap into that. So have fun, and I will connect with you soon. All right. Bye.
I'm over here doing a virtual dance because you just finished another episode of the Create a Magical Day podcast. Hit subscribe so you never miss a show and share with a friend who could use a boost of joy. Visit createamagicalday.com for show notes, joy resources, and to join our email list for extra inspiration. If you're looking to connect with more joy creators like you, join my exclusive Joy Creators Facebook group. See you next week. Remember, every day may not be filled with joy, but you can create joyful moments every day. Go out there and make it a magical one.